Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Taurus. If Taurus is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Devil card. Okay, Taurus, and let's see what these tea leaves have to say. Okay, so I know that sometimes when we see the Devil card, we think, oh no, this is a bad omen, but it's not. It's not, I promise. Usually when I see this card, I think immediately this is good. This is kind of the opposite of what we might think of something that kind of keeps you in keeps you in a cycle, keeps you kind of locked into something that does not serve you well. Well, when I see the Devil, I think, okay, this archetype here, this archetype of the Devil, a kind of trickster, revolutionary spirit, can be a contrarian, kind of going against the thing, whatever it is. And so this is a time where you start stepping outside of the norms, getting past the conditioning, the things that kind of keep you constrained from doing what it is that you really want to do. So this is my spin on the Devil card, is that this is a good sign. You have decided for yourself that you are going to kind of go your own way. And nothing is going to really stop you from that. Which does seem very much like a Taurus. Okay, so we have a large owl. This is very large here. You can see right in the middle. And so, immediately I think, wisdom, the watcher. But that's the thing. It is really the watcher. Observant. To be observant, to be quite aware of what is going on just below the surface. Okay, nobody's getting anything over on you. You know what's going on. You can see very clearly, and you will sit quietly and watch as, people go about their charades and their put-ons and their little dramas and theater and so on. Okay, so you are absolutely on point. Okay, I think that whatever the situation is, and we're gonna keep looking to see kind of what we can clarify about this. But there's a sense of, okay, I see what you're doing here. I'm fully locked in. I'm not going to be misdirected. So we also have right here a little face, and you can see it's kind of tucked into the middle of this owl. We also have a face up here. Both of these kind of look like skeletons to me, if I'm being honest. So I think that there is a sense of, and we have a face up here too. I feel like there's a lot of energies around you. Maybe in your home, maybe this is something that kind of is attached to you. But I think that it could even be like related to family. But I feel like there are. You go through your life, your days, and you know very clearly that there are spirits in your life, maybe ghosts, maybe other kinds of intelligences, but whatever they are, they're right there. They're not afraid to show themselves to you. Hello. Hi, buddy. Come on. Oh, come on, buddy. You gotta go. Gotta go. Go over the chair. I had to kind of laugh. Today I had a comment where somebody was like, "Oh, how dare you push that cat off the table?" I'm like, they're okay. They come back every few minutes. They are not getting thrown off the table, but they definitely get nudged a little bit. As much as I'd love to keep them here, they don't fit, especially Pudgy. And they know exactly where the camera is. And they're not shy. They like to be the star of the show. So, to the person that was mad about that, I'm sorry. These cats are very spoiled, very loved. Pudgy's actually, 17? TT's not young either. I've had them since they were babies, and they're living the life, let me tell you. So don't worry about them. If they were upset with me, they wouldn't be up here every 5 minutes. So yes. Anyways, let's see. We have these energies, and I feel like this is something that you're pretty much used to. I don't know if it's something you talk about a lot, but I feel like you've had some experiences, probably quite a few. But there's also just this lingering feeling of these things are always around. They're hanging around. There's like a heaviness to their presence. I don't think that this is anything nefarious at all. I don't know if these are ancestors or people that like you've known within this lifetime, but they are tied to you somehow. And and they look like they're like kind of, like if you could imagine, just stacked upon each other, okay? Like a cluster of them. And I don't know, I think it's almost kind of a deal where it's so normal to you that you don't even think that much of it anymore. Like this has been going on for a lot of your life. And it can be off-putting to others, but for you, it's just kind of like another day. Okay, now let's turn this. Okay, so we have a 4. I'm trying to see. Like a C. We have a C and a 4. C4. I guess we're playing bingo. Okay, and now we have a large crab. You can see it right here. No, it's not a crab, it's a spider. Yeah, it's a spider. Which, let me just tell you, I love the spider energy. I call my home the spider house. And so, yeah, the weaver of dreams. I think that you are somebody who is so self-sufficient. You think of something, you dream of something, it is inspired into your life, and you get to it. You start figuring out, how are you going to make this happen? And you do. Even if it takes many years, you will meticulously go about your weaving, and you will create the life that you want. You have a vision for something, you will figure out how to do it. You're probably really skillful with your hands, but you're also very like an innovative person. I think you're also probably really good with like design. And I'm trying to think. I feel like you're somebody who, and I'm closing my eyes for a moment because I feel like you are somebody who, I'm trying to get to it. It's not that you don't kill spiders, but I don't think that you do. I can imagine, I'm seeing like in the garden, a wall, like a garden wall, but it's stacked rocks. I'm almost thinking of like slate. And it feels like it kind of, it sections off maybe a raised area. Like a lawn, okay? Like a lawn, and then there's like kind of a wall that goes into a garden or something like this. But there are spiders. There's spiders, and I can imagine that you're young, pretty young, maybe like 5, 6, 7 years old. And you're in the garden, and you're maybe with like your grandparents, one of your grandparents, maybe both of them. And this is a place that you go and it feels so safe. This is a place that maybe you spend your summers here. Maybe this is where you get to go on weekends sometimes. When you were out there in that garden and you have your little garden shoes on and I was going to say maybe you're barefoot, but I don't think so. I think you're in your shoes. And you're looking for bugs. You're looking for spiders. They're there. And you're not afraid of them, not at all. And I can almost imagine they're like your friends. You talk to them. But I also think that you're like really resistant of trying to capture them because you're afraid of hurting them. And I think that from an early age, you just had this understanding of life, of being caring and empathetic, careful with others. And I think that is something that came over with you from another life. I think this is something that you carry within your incarnate cycles. You are a person that has, at some point in some lifetime, seen a lot of loss. And I wonder, if you are somebody who is in a cycle of human lives, you've had a series of lives in a human form, then maybe you've seen war at some time, right? You've seen things that are unthinkable, things that don't make sense, things that happen and they don't seem to have changed anything except that there's a lot of pain and torment. So I feel like in these times that you have lived, there's been the shift towards really being kind of a patron of others, to be a person who really is so interested in caring for others and embracing others and helping others kind of find their way. I think you're somebody that whatever field you're in, right? Whatever career you have chosen, maybe you still work, maybe you are post-work in retirement or doing some other kind of maybe part-time job or whatever. But I think that you are known as somebody who was very, very inclusive. You weren't somebody to kind of gatekeep or punches in there singing, or keep people from thriving. Okay, you gave people opportunities. You made sure that other people had the chance to further to further their whatever they were trying to do, get more education, go up in the ranks, you know, find a way into management or being a part of the, you know, administrative side of things, whatever it was. I don't know exactly. I'm just thinking, you know, what kinds of things do people maybe, you know, desire? And I think that you are somebody who has given a lot of your time. Okay. You are definitely, I want to say like a humanist. I mean, you're just honestly somebody who, you would go out of your way to make sure that somebody has, and it's not, listen, I think it's not so much about just giving, okay? Although I think you probably are very giving as well, but I think that you are somebody who is interested in helping people find their own power, helping people find the tools they need to succeed in whatever life they envision for themselves. I think that this has kind of, people think of you and they think that, yeah, this is somebody who I can trust. This is somebody who knows things, is well networked. If somebody called you out of the blue and really needed some kind of reference or an idea of like how to go about doing something, I think that you would take your time to really help them. And so I look at this and I look at this spider and it really does seem like this long strand of things that has led you to really take an interest in uplifting others while uplifting yourself, by the way. And so I think that you have been very successful in the ways that are important to you. And I think a lot of that is being a guiding light, you know, within your own life, within your family life, within your greater social life and career, the people that you've met through the work. And I think this is maybe one of the most important things in your life. One of the most important parts of your journey. I'm gonna turn it this way. Okay, so we have, it looks like a 7. I'm trying to see, maybe a 7 and a 9. We have 79. Now we have 2 people right here. Okay, 1, 2. We have a boat and then we have ground, stable ground. So I feel like there's been a lot of movement recently, I think, in the last few years. I wonder if you, and I see they're carrying something right here, and I wonder if you maybe got to a point where you felt like you just, like this wasn't for you. This isn't for me anymore. That's what I think. I'm kind of like hearing this, like it's like almost like a mantra, right? Something repeated over and over and over again. This isn't for me anymore. I love the life that I have. I love what I'm doing. But this particular configuration isn't for me anymore. I want to do something else. I'm getting to an age where I feel like I need to do something now versus later, because I don't know, I don't know how much more time I have. And I don't think it's because, there's any illness or any fear of death necessarily, but I feel like it's more like along the lines of I don't want to get further settled into the later part of my life and not kind of have this fire within me to make this change. And I think this is kind of a profound change here. Now, I see we have this kind of almost this mountain, and then at the top there's this beautiful, it looks almost like a tent with like a little thing on top and somebody standing inside. So I kind of think of it as a temple. And I feel like it is. It's kind of like I've packed up my life. I got in this boat. I pushed off into the water and I went across the sea. I landed in this land that I've never seen before. Nothing looks familiar, but it feels like home. I know that there's something here for me. And so I began to ascend this mountain. I see it and I know what I must do. I can't tell you why I know, but I do. I know. I know in my heart of hearts, I am where I should be. And as I think about this, I think about this series of dreams I had about going to a place where the river ran backwards, right? It was running the opposite of what it should. And that, that is towards, from the ocean to the inward, right? Or south to north. And I kind of almost feel like this is the same kind of place where it just doesn't, it feels uncanny. It feels like the landscape of another planet. Somewhere that you could never have dreamt of, right? But here you are. Somehow, some way, this is where the winds and the water brought you. And here I am and here I should be. And so as you ascend this mountain, this ordeal, one of many, right? You begin to get to the peak and you see, there it is. There is a temple, a place of shelter, as close to the divine as you could imagine yourself. If we think of the divine as being out there in the sky somewhere, right? If that's literal or if that is allegory, doesn't matter. But here you are, and you come into this place and you come into this home. And you begin to build a place for yourself. Envision this life that you are brave enough to seek. What will you do with it? It is blessed. You are blessed. At least for another day, right? And we have a bunch of fish over here. And we have the dragon as well. So I think that all these fish and a dragon. Now we're in the year of the dragon. We had the Lunar New Year and we're in the year of the dragon. And so we have a dragon among the fish, and we know the fish are abundance. And I feel like in this transition that you have made, this place that you have gone, whatever that is, if you literally packed up and moved, Or if this is kind of, deciding to rearrange your life in some way. Do something different. Maybe a relationship has begun. Maybe one has ended. Maybe this is just really a time for you and yourself. Whatever it is, I feel like there is success here. You will make the most of what you are doing. I don't see you wanting for anything right now. There is a fullness. All right, let's see what we have over here. We have a cactus. We have a sword. We have some kind of road sign. So I think the cactus is important. I don't know what it is. I almost feel like you have something that's like a cactus decoration or a painting of some kind. Maybe you have a cactus in your house. But it seems really important to you. There's something about this symbol. You have an emotional attachment to it. And now we have the sword. So the sword is related to the air sign and thinking, right? So I think you're a thinking person. But I think that we have the road sign here, kind of the crossroads. And so it feels like to me, this is something that you have not chosen to do lightly. I mean, I think you've thought this over for years, probably. And things have occurred and variables have shifted, and it is now the time, and you have made a plan, and I think it's this feeling of, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get on that little boat. I'm going to get out there in the water. We're going to see what we can see. And now when I go through this, I know now some of these details can be literal, right? But I feel like I should mention more often that a lot of what I talk about is akin to allegory. Okay, these are stories. These are kind of sacred fairy tales, right? Sacred mythologies of self. And so if you are literally getting on a boat and moving to another continent, or if you are using the boat as a symbol for the movement of some aspect of your life, okay, all of the details of this thing can be related to something else. And that's what's fun about these readings. That's why I like doing them. I like to think about life in these terms as allegories and treaties and the ordeals and the mysteries and the great stories of our life. So I welcome you to, sometimes look at the things that you've gone through and think about them in terms of these great epics, because we all are. We're all living our own epic. Okay, so now we have the divine doors. And I'm just going to flip through here. I'm going to stop where it feels right. I love this one. I'd definitely go live here. It looks very beautiful. It says, begin here. Okay, there we go. Begin here. Do not fear what travel brings, my dear. The moment is yours. Begin now here. Perfect. Perfect with this reading. Sometimes they do align so well. All right. Taurus, I want to tell you, first of all, I love you. I love you. I love you. And I thank you for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you, if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. I read them all. And, you know, most of them are so nice, so lovely. Every once in a while, every few days, I'll get some really, I don't know, just, I feel like I can almost just predict it with the with maybe the moon cycle, or I don't know, but you just get some really ornery people on there, which I get, you know, but I'm so sensitive. I don't know, I try not to dwell on them, but I don't know, some people get real angry. I don't know that they're angry at me. I think they're angry at, you know, whatever's going on. And so I send you my love. Please don't be mean to me. I'll cry. I will. I'm not above admitting that I will cry over a really mean comment. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyways. All right. Well, I love you guys, and we'll talk in a few days. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. All right. Bye-bye. Good night.